Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. I know it's been quite a while since I made my last video, but today I've got a review for you of the Google Home Mini. The Google Home Mini has a very clean and subtle look to it. It's not super noticeable like the regular Google Home because of its small form factor. I keep mine right on my desk and I think the gray on gray actually looks pretty good. It's such a simple design that you can really put it anywhere without it looking out of place. The top is made of a stitched fabric and the bottom's rubber so that it doesn't slip off of whatever surface it's on. There's not much in terms of physical controls. It has a mute switch on the side in case you don't want it to listen to you.
The mic's off.
You can tap the sides to turn the volume up or down, but other than that, it's all controlled by your voice. Next to the mute switch is a micro USB port, which is actually not USB Type-C. It's a pretty surprising choice in a late 2017 device, especially considering Google did use Type-C ports in the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL. I guess it really doesn't matter since you'll really only be plugging it in once and then forgetting about it, but still it's a very puzzling decision. My only real previous experience with any kind of smart assistant has been Siri on my iPhone, and the track record with that has been spotty at best. Frequently it would barely understand what I'm saying or give me the wrong answer, and it took forever to respond. So far I haven't had any of those problems with my Google Home. It almost always knows what I'm saying. It seems like the response is instantaneous and there's no real thinking time before it gives me an answer. It works really well on the Home Mini. If you've ever used the Google Assistant before, you'll know exactly what to expect. It works really well for basic questions that you would normally will just Google. It saves you the time of having to type it into the search bar. Hey Google, how tall is Steph Curry?
Stephen Curry is 6 feet 3 inches tall.
Hey Google, what's the price of Bitcoin right now?
1 BTC is approximately 13,389 United States dollars and 92 cents.
Hey Google, when do the Cowboys play next?
The Cowboys' next game is on Sunday at 4:25 p.m. when they will be playing the Seahawks.
Hey Google, what's the weather in New York City tomorrow?
In New York City tomorrow, it'll be rainy with a high of 56 and a low of 38.
Hey Google, set an alarm for 6:30 tomorrow morning.
Alright, your alarm's set for tomorrow at 6:30 a.m.
If you want a smart speaker with really good sound quality, the Mini isn't it. That's not to say it sounds bad because it still has decent sound, but because of the smaller size, they can only fit one upward-facing driver. It gets decently loud at full volume, and it's enough to fill an average-sized room, but for the best audio experience, you're going to want the regular Google Home or even the Google Home Max. You'll definitely be paying a whole lot more, but it'll also sound a whole lot better. And that super low price is really one of the best things about it because it gives you everything that you get in the regular full-size Google Home or even the Google Home Max. They all offer the same functionality, it's just the difference is the speaker quality. So you can go out and spend $400 on the Google Home Max and you'll get really good sound quality, and you should for $400, but the smart features in it are going to be exactly the same as what you get in the normal Google Home or even the Google Home Mini. They all have the same smart functionality. So if you're buying it just for the Google Assistant and not because you want a really good sounding speaker, the Google Home Mini is definitely the way to go. One of the reasons people buy a smart speaker is to make it like the central hub of a smart home setup. The Google Home Mini supports so many different devices like Nest thermostats and Philips Hue bulbs, and the Google Home itself can be used to control all of that. I'd never really thought about picking up Philips Hue bulbs before because you'd have to go into an app just to control them, but now that I have the Google Home, I can control all that with my voice. One of the things that I was somewhat disappointed by was the fact that there's no support for Apple Music, so I couldn't just tell it to play a certain song for me. That's why I ended up actually switching to Spotify so that I could have that functionality. And I think that really highlights one of the bigger issues with a smart home, is that you need to make sure all the products that you have work well with each other. So if you've got a Chromecast and a Google Home, that's going to work great. But if you have an Apple TV, it's not going to do much. So for example, I could tell my Google Home to play a certain video on my TV through the Chromecast, but if I had an Apple TV, wouldn't be able to do that. And it's the same way with Amazon. If you have their Fire TV or the Fire Stick and you have the Amazon Alexa, the Echo or the Echo Dot, you can tell the Echo to play something through the Fire TV. So the only real way to get the full value and the full functionality out of it is to make sure that everything you have works together. So if you have an Apple TV, I'd really recommend waiting until next year when the Apple HomePod comes out, because then it'll support the Apple TV. You can use Apple Music with it. So if you're fully invested in the Apple ecosystem, you're definitely going to want to wait for that HomePod. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe and check back soon for new videos.